Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be with Dinesh D'Souza. Last week, I was at the premiere of 2000 Mules. Dinesh is going to tell us very briefly, or tell you, I was there, about the movie and the findings that could change the direction of America if the people who need to act will actually do the jobs that they were hired to do for the positions they were elected to be in or appointed to be in. So, Dinesh, could you very quickly tell the viewers just what the film was about?
Yeah, the film 2000 Mules is a expose. It's a documentary film that exposes a coordinated ring of election fraud being carried out by the left and by the Democrats in the key swing states. And it is fraud of a magnitude large enough to swing the balance in the presidential election. So that is the shocking, perhaps even stunning conclusion of the movie. And stunning because it goes completely against the prevailing left-wing narrative that this is the most secure election in history. That is the opposite of the truth. And many people have suspected it, but now we are in a position to prove it.
Well, the thing that gets me is that I'm not sure there is a remedy at law for a stolen election, because if an election is stolen and the persons are put into power, what happens when the evidence, and a lot of evidence will come out later, just like was done in this film, it takes time to gather that. So once you have gathered the data, why would we think that the FBI or the Department of Homeland Security, the Attorney General, any of those law enforcement agencies would actually do their jobs?
Well, first of all, we don't expect a whole lot of action out of the FBI or certainly the Merrick Garland DOJ. Think of it, if you have a film that is showing that you have, in a sense, a usurper in the White House, who is Merrick Garland working for, if not that usurper? So the idea that these guys, they're certainly not going to spring into action to say, we're going to be looking into this. Now, fortunately, this can be done at the state level because there are state laws, and there's no reason, for example, that Republican elected officials in some of these key swing states or Republican attorneys general like Brnovich in Arizona or the Secretary of State in Georgia, these are people who actually can conduct, if they want to, legitimate investigations. And quite apart from the issue of what can you do about it, can you change the outcome of an election, we can put that to the side. At the very least, you can prosecute the mules. You can say who paid you, who put you up to it, so you can expose this coordinated ring of fraud. I agree with you, Carol, that the Constitution basically says the electors vote, and then both houses of Congress ratify, and then the president is inaugurated. And the Constitution is completely silent as to what if it comes out later that the guy who got into the White House cheated. The Constitution is silent on that issue. So we are in constitutionally uncharted territory. The movie doesn't try to resolve that. The movie merely tries to show, with both technological evidence, which is geo-tracking, the evidence of cell phones, and video evidence, that this is actually what happened. So stop living in denial. Stop chanting useless mantras like this was the most secure election. Recognize that there was a massive and coordinated fraud perpetrated by one side, the Democrats, and then think hard about what does this say about us as a country, and how do we have the kind of reckoning that we need before we can move forward.
Now, the thing about it, you refer to it as a movie, and for a lot of people, when they hear movie, they think work of fiction. This was a well-documented documentary film that has compelling evidence. And when you look at the evidence that is presented in that film, and I think about Bill Barr, when he was head of DOJ, he said there's no evidence of election fraud or voter fraud. He had not even looked for evidence. The evidence that I saw in that film is very compelling, and I don't see how it could be dismissed. The left may not want people to go out and see 2000 Mules, and I'm encouraging you all to go out and see 2000 Mules, host parties in your homes, invite your friends over. We don't need the mainstream media to get the word out and pressure your legislators, because as long as we're a democratic republic, we should all care about election integrity and be fighting. And so, Dinesh, you get the last word.
Well, they're trying to fact check this movie And when you watch the movie, you realize how silly the fact checks are. They say, well, maybe there was some guy who's just dropping off the votes of his family members. And I'm saying, well, first of all, wouldn't you drop those into one drop box? Why would you go to more than 10?
Right.
We have mules going to 10, 20, 50, and over 100 drop boxes. So that'd be very strange behavior if you're dropping off the votes of family members. So what I'm getting at here is that this is a powerful movie that I think any honest Democrat that saw it would be like, wow, something really is wrong here. I want the film to be openly aired and seen and discussed and debated. But it's the first film I've released, Carol, in an age of censorship. And that's why, unlike my earlier films, you're not going to find it on iTunes or Amazon Prime. It's not on any platforms where someone can take it down. So I would urge people to go to the website, 2000mules.com. It's just the number 2000mules.com. There are 4 different ways you can see the movie: digital download, buy a DVD, all of that. But go to 2000mules.com and take it from there.
I agree 100%. And we are going to do everything we can to promote the film. So I urge you all, when you see the clips, the trailer, make sure you share those, because it's important for the health of our democratic republic. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again soon.
The 2020 election was the most secure in U.S. history.
There has been no evidence of widespread voter fraud.
He lost a fair and secure election.
The most secure election in American history.
Really?
All those of you who volunteered and worked the polls, you deserve a special thanks from the entire nation.
This one mule made 53 trips to 20 drop boxes. He's not alone. We tracked 2,000 mules making multiple ballot drops. Leaving no fingerprints. Snapping photos to get paid. A coordinated ring of illegal vote harvesting in all the key states where the election was decided.
They've delivered us a clear victory.
Game over.